I love physical media. I've been collecting physical games for a long time, which is going to make the next 10 years very difficult. I strongly believe physical media as we know it will be, for the most part, gone within 10 years. Today's date being the 19th of January 2024, physical media I think will be dead by January 19th, 2034. Across the world, retailers have been clearing their stocks of physical media. Most notably, Best Buy earlier this year announced they would stop selling DVDs and Blu-rays. This currently does not include games, but the time is moving ever closer. More recently, today, at the time of writing, Game, a UK video game retailer, announced they would no longer be accepting tradings for old video games and consoles. The same company has also been shifting ever closer to becoming more of a toy shop than a game store, as physical games just don't sell anymore apparently. In the UK, total sales of physical games in 2022 accounted for a little over 10%. PC games rarely, if ever, come on discs anymore, where they instead download keys bought direct from the developer or through a launcher like Steam. In 2011, Sony launched the PSP Go, a digital-only handheld console which required you only downloaded the required games via an internet connection. Everybody laughed at Sony, and the system inevitably fell into obscurity. 9 years later, Sony launched the PlayStation 5 with the option of having a system without a disc drive. Whilst I could not find any official numbers for disc and discless sales, the general consensus online is that people prefer to buy digitally for convenience, and the price is no longer that drastically different from their physical counterparts. The PS5 is currently the best-selling PlayStation system year on year, outpacing its competitors. The way video games are being released are changing too. Two of the biggest games of 2023, Baldur's Gate and Alan Wake 2, were digital only, as well as many others such as Hellboy: Word of Word. Both games went on to sell extraordinarily well. If physical still mattered for the larger part, surely sales would have suffered. Evidently not. Baldur's Gate topped the charts in both revenue and sales on the Steam chart alone. Console sales are still awaiting release at the time of writing. Habits over time have changed also. Chatting to my friend from Brum, he opts to only read his comic books online due to a lack of space, frequently clears out old games to make space, and recently bought a new computer to play games as it's easier to maintain a DRM-free collection on a hard drive than it is a physical collection on your shelves. And I don't disagree. So how does this look for the future of physical games and media in general? My friend Brum believes video games will always have a niche audience, and whilst I agree with this, and systems like the Evercade will always be around to champion retro and retro-inspired games alike for years to come, the time of AAA games arriving in the post or being collected at midnight launches is coming to an end. The next generation of PlayStations and Xboxes will likely not have physical drives to play our games. Nintendo will follow shortly afterwards. And whilst music still has vinyl, the same can't be applied to games. Any CD player can play any CD. Nobody's going to make a special console just for physical gamers. If Sony or Microsoft aren't doing it, there won't be a big enough market for developers to release their games like that anymore. The signs have been there for years, whether you choose to see them or not. The rise of streaming services like Netflix, the closure of Blockbusters and many stores across the UK. Xbox Game Pass is another big one, where a lot of people, myself included, don't feel the need to buy games anymore, instead opting for a subscription to play your games. You will own nothing and be happy. Lease cars, Netflix, Disney Plus, Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, rental houses, the list goes on. We're slowly being put into a position where these are the only option we have, whether we like it or not. When my son is a little bit older and he starts playing video games, his collection won't look like this. It will look like this. Welcome to the future. In summary, within 10 years, I expect the majority of gaming to be digital. Within 15 years, I expect the majority of gaming to be subscription-based. It's like what they said at Ubisoft recently. Gamers need to get comfortable not owning their games for subscriptions to take off. Thanks for watching.